Hi everybody, welcome to Live Blogger. I have combined all the videos in our social share buttons design series into this single long video so that it's easy for you to follow. Now in this video, we'll be creating this social media share buttons using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. And this is also completely responsive. So if you decrease the width of the browser window, this is how it will look on smaller screens. And I'll also show you how to add this design to your Blogger and your WordPress websites. And I will also leave the link of the source code in the description of this video. So let's get started. In this video, we will start creating these social media share buttons using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So these buttons will share the current page. So for example, if I click on this Twitter icon, we will go to this page and you can just log in, and the input field will be auto-filled with this current URL and the title. And then you can go ahead and post the tweet. And in the same way, you can also click on this WhatsApp button. And here we can see we have the title, which is this title that we see over here. And then we have the link. So in this way, you can send the following message to WhatsApp. And in the same way, you can do this for Telegram and Facebook as well. Now here at the bottom, we have an icon for share. So if I click on that, the current URL will be copied to the clipboard. And you can go ahead and paste the URL of the current page, that is the link of the post, to anywhere you want. So this is what we're going to start designing in this video. So let's get started. Alright, here I have created this folder called social share buttons, and I have opened it with VS Code. And I also have this folder called images, where we have these images which we're going to use in our design. So let's start by creating the necessary files. So let's click on new file. Let's create a new file called index.html. Let's create another file called style.css, and let's create one more file called main.js. And let's start with the index.html file. Now in VS Code, you can just type exclamation and press tab, and you'll have this basic HTML5 code. So let's link the CSS file over here, and let's link the JavaScript file over here inside the body. Right now, let's start with the markup of our design. So the first thing we will do is we'll create a container division, and let's give it a class of social share container. And in this, for each of these buttons, we'll create anchor tags. So let's create an anchor tag over here, and we will add the link later. And let's also give it a class. So let's tap class. Let's set the class of the first button to Facebook button, and here we'll also type target equals underscore blank. So this will make sure that when we click on the link, it will go to a new tab. And here inside this anchor tag, let's create an img tag. And here in the source, let's type images / Facebook logo.png. Right now, let's copy this and paste it a couple more times. So we need one for Twitter, and then one for WhatsApp, Telegram and share button. So for the second one, let's change the class name to Twitter. And here for the image, let's type Twitter logo.png. And the next one is WhatsApp. So let's change the class name to WhatsApp button. And here for the image, let's type WhatsApp logo.png. And then we have Telegram. So let's type Telegram. And here also let's type Telegram logo.png. And then lastly, we have the share button. So here let's type share btn. And here let's set the image to images / share icon.png. Alright, so that's basically it with the index.html file. Now let's go ahead and style this. And let's open this in our browser and let's see how it looks. So I have this extension called Live Server installed in VS Code. So once you have this Live Server extension installed, you can just right click over here in the HTML file and click on Open with Live Server. And this is how it looks. Now let's go ahead and style this. So let's go to the style.css file. Now the first thing we will do is we will remove the underlines that we see over here, because these images are inside anchor tags. So let's type social share container A. And let's type text decoration to none. And now we can see that the underlines are removed. Right now, let's go ahead and set the height of these images. So let's type social share container img, and let's set the height to 32 pixels. And now when we hover over these images, we want the image to increase in size. So here I'll just add a transition so that we have smooth animation. So I'll just type all 300 milliseconds ease. And here let's type social share container hover. And when you hover over the anchor tag, we will set a scale for the image. So let's type transform. scale, and let's set the value to 1.2. And now if you hover over this, we can see that the image changes the scale. Right now we want all these icons to be one below the other. So let's target the container division, which is social share container. And let's set the display to flex and flex direction to column. And let's position it to the center of the screen. So let's tap position, fixed, top of 50%, and left, let's set it to 0. And right now it starts from the 50% mark. So we need to type transform, translate y, negative 50%. And now it is exactly in the center. Right now let's add some padding to the anchor tags. So here let's type padding and let's set it to 16 pixels top and bottom and 12 pixels left and right. Right now let's go ahead and set the background color to white, and let's add a box shadow, and let's set the value to 0, 4 pixel, 40 pixels, negative 8 pixels, RGBA 0, 0, 0 and 0.3. And let's also add rounded corners. So let's tap border radius, and let's have rounded corners for the top right and bottom right. So let's tap 0, 8 pixels, 8 pixels and 0. Now let's also style the notification that we see over here. So if I click on this share button, we can see we have this notification displayed over here. So let's create that. Let's go to the HTML file and let's create a division and let's call it toast. And for now I'll just type message here, and here we have the toast. So let's go to style.css file and let's tap toast, and let's set the font family to Roboto sans serif, and let's set the background color to dark gray, and let's set the color of the text to white, and let's set the width to fit content, and let's add rounded corners and let's set it to 8 pixels, and let's set a padding of 12 pixels top and bottom and 32 pixels left and right. Now let's bring it to the bottom. So let's tap position, fixed, and bottom of 40 pixels, and let's set the left position to 50%, and now it starts from the 50% mark. So we need to type transform, translate x, negative 50%. Now when we want to display this, we will add a class of active to this toast. So let's type toast.active, and by default let's go ahead and set the transform translate so that the toast is at the bottom of the screen. So here let's change this to translate, and for the x value let's set it to minus 50%, and for the y value I'll just type 100 pixels. So now this is below the screen, and we'll also set the opacity to 0, and let's start transition so that we will have smooth animation, and let's set it to all 300 milliseconds ease. Now for the toast active, let's set the opacity to 1, and let's set the transform translate to negative 50% for the x-axis, and for the y-axis let's set it to 0. And now if you go to the HTML file, and for the toast, if we add a class of active, we can see that the toast is being displayed, and if I remove the active class, it is hidden. So we will display and hide it using JavaScript when we click on this share button. Now in this video we will add the functionality, and we'll also make it responsive. So if we go to the mobile version, this is how it will look on smaller screens. We have these social media share buttons displayed at the bottom. So we will do all of this in this video. Let's get started. Right, here we are in the source code, and the first thing we will do is we will make it responsive. So let's go ahead and go to the style.css file, and let's add a media query over here. So I'll just tap add media, and let's add a max width of 900 pixels. So whenever the screen width is less than 900 pixels, the following CSS will be added to our design. So let's go ahead and select this social share container division. So I'll just copy this and I'll just paste it down here. So this is basically the container division of all these icons. So what we need to do is we need to display them at the bottom when we are on smaller screens. So I'll just decrease the width of the browser window. So the first thing we will do is we will add the left value, and let's set it to 50%, And now it starts from the 50% mark, so we also need to type transform translate x negative 50%, and now it is exactly in the center. And here we have set the top position, so here we can see we have set it to top 50%, so let's unset that. So just tap top unset, and let's set the bottom value to 0. And now let's go ahead and display all these icons one next to the other. So if you go to the social share container, here we can see that we have set the flex direction to column. Now we need to set it back to row, so let's tap flex direction row, and now we can see that all these buttons are displayed at the bottom. Now we need to set the width of this to 100%, so let's tap width 100%, and we want to spread all these icons evenly, so we can just type justify content and set it to space around, and now we can see that all these icons are displayed correctly. So with that, our social media share buttons are responsive. Now let's go ahead and add the functionality. Now what we need to do is we need to change the href of these anchor tags, and we need to add some dynamic links over here. So for that, let's reference all these anchor tags in our JavaScript file. So let's tap const Facebook button equals document.querySelector, and we have a division with the class of social share container, and in that we have this button with the class of Facebook BTN. So let's tap Facebook BTN, and let's do the same for Twitter, WhatsApp, Telegram, and share button. So I'll just copy this and paste it 4 more times, and for the second one, let's type Twitter button, and here we have a class called Twitter BTN, and then we have WhatsApp button, so let's tap WhatsApp BTN, and here let's tap WhatsApp, and then we have Telegram, so let's tap Telegram BTN, and here for the class let's tap Telegram BTN, and then lastly we have the share button, so let's tap share BTN, and here let's tap share BTN. Now let's also reference the toast that we have over here, which will be displayed when we click on this share button. So we have a class of toast over here, so let's type const toast equals document.querySelector, and we have a division with the class of toast. And now we need to add different URLs to these anchor tags. Now you can just simply go ahead and Google search for different social media share URLs. So you can just search for Facebook share URL, and you will get the URL of the Facebook share button. So in this way you can find the links of different share buttons. So I'll just tap Facebook btn.href equals, and I'll just add backticks. And for Facebook we have https facebook.com/sharer.php $u equals, and here we need to add the URL, so let's tap $, curly braces, and for the URL let's create a const. So I'll just tap const URL equals window.location.href. so this will give us the current URL. Now when we send this data to the URL, we need to use a function called encode URI component. So let's use that over here. So let's tap encode URI component, and let's pass this window location href over here, and let's add the URL over here. So let's type URL. So that's it with the Facebook share button. So let's go back to our design, and let's click on this Facebook button, and it is not working. So let's go back and let's see what's the problem. And the problem is that we have typed equals instead of hyphen over here. So I'll just select all these social share instances, and let's change this to hyphen. Right, now let's go back and let's click on this Facebook button, and now we can see that we are prompted to log into our Facebook account, and once we log in, this URL that we see over here will be auto-filled inside the Facebook post input field. Right, now let's go ahead and do the same with the other buttons. So the next one is Twitter, so let's tap Twitter btn.href equals. Now for Twitter we have https twitter.com/intent/tweet ? And we can add the URL over here, and we need to type equals, and let's add the URL. So let's type $, curly braces URL, and we can also add the text. So let's type ampersand text equals, and for the text we'll just go ahead and add the title of the page. So you can add any data you want over here. So for example, you can also get the text of the h1 of the page and add it over here. For now I'll just get the title of the page. So let's type const title equals, and we need to add it inside encode URI component. And here we need to type document dot title. So this will give us the title, which is document for now. And now let's go ahead and add the title over here. So let's type title. And now if you go back to our design, and if I click on this Twitter button, here we can see that we have to log in and we'll be able to post our tweet. And then we have WhatsApp and Telegram. So let's add that over here. So let's type WhatsApp button.href equals. And for WhatsApp, we have to type https api.whatsapp.com/send text equals. And we need to add the text. So let's type title, and we can add the URL over here. So I'll just type $, curly braces URL. So it will display text :URL. So let's go back and let's click on this WhatsApp button. And now we can see we have the title and the URL over here. All right, now let's go back and let's add the link for Telegram. So let's type telegram btn.href equals https t.me/share/URL URL equals $, curly braces URL ampersand, and let's add the title. So let's type text equals $, curly braces title. And that's it with the Telegram button. So if I click on this Telegram button, we are taken to the share page of Telegram. Right now, the last thing we need to do is we need to add the functionality of this share button. So when we click on this share button, we need to copy the current link to the clipboard, and then the user can go ahead and paste the link anywhere they want. So let's go back and let's add an event listener to this share btn. So let's type share btn.add event listener, and let's listen for the click event. And when someone clicks on the share button, the first thing we will do is we will prevent the default behavior, which is going to a new page, because this is a link. So let's type E over here, and here let's type E.prevent default. And then we need to type navigator.clipboard.write text. And here we need to pass whatever we need to copy. So we need to copy the URL. So let's type URL. And once this finishes, we need to run a function to display the toast. So let's type .then. And here we'll create an arrow function, and let's call a function, and let's create the function over here. So I'll just type const, and let's create a function called display toast, and we'll get some value over here. So I'll just call it message, and here let's call the function. So let's type display toast, and for the message let's type link copied. Right now let's add a catch. So let's type .catch, and if you have any problems or errors, we'll just type display toast, and let's type error copying link. Right now let's create this function display toast. So I'll just type toast, which is the division that we just referenced over here with the class of toast, and let's type toast.classlist.add, and we need to add a class called active. So if you go to the CSS file, in the previous video we have created this active class. So when we have the active class, we are displaying the toast, and we're also bringing it up. So here when we add the active class, it will bring the toast up. So now let's go ahead and display the toast and also display the message. So now it will display the toast, but let's also display the message inside the toast. So let's type toast dot text content, and let's set it to the message that we receive in this function. So now if you go back and if I click on this share button, we can see that the toast is being displayed over here, and the text is also copied. So if I just paste it over here, we can see that the link is indeed copied. Now here we can see that the link is encoded because we added this function over here. Now for the share button, we don't want this encoding. We can directly copy and paste the links. So let's type const, and let's create a new constant, and let's call it share link, and let's set it equal to window.location.href. And here let's write this share link over here. So let's type share link, and now if you go back and if I click on this share button and if I paste it over here, we can see that the link is copied. So it is working all right. Now after we display this toast, we want to hide it again after a certain period of time. So for that, let's create a set timeout, and for the timeout let's set it to 3000 1000 milliseconds, which is 3 seconds. And here in this arrow function, let's tap toast.classlist.remove, and let's remove the active class. So once the active class is added, this set timeout will start, and after 3 seconds it will remove the active class. So let's test it out. Let's click on the share button, and we have this toast displayed. And now we can see after 3 seconds it goes back. So it is working all right. So with that, we have created these social media share buttons using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Right here I have logged into my Blogger dashboard, and the theme that I'm using is called Contempo Lite, which comes by default with Blogger. Now let's open this website, and this is how it looks right now. So let's go ahead and add this design to our Blogger website. Now for that, you have to edit the theme code. So let's click on this arrow and let's click on Edit HTML. And before making any changes to your theme code, it is a good idea to copy everything from here and paste it somewhere so that you have a backup. Right now, let's go ahead and add our code over here. So the first thing we will do is add the CSS. So I'll just go to the end of the theme CSS code. And this is where the CSS of the theme ends. So I'll just make some space, and let's create a comment over here. And let's type social share buttons. And let's go ahead and add the CSS of our design over here. So let's go back to our source code, and I will leave the link of the source code in the description of this video. So let's go to the style.css file, and let's copy all this CSS from here and let's paste it over here. And now let's go ahead and copy and paste the HTML. So let's go inside the body tag. So this is the body tag. So here I'll just add the HTML. Now since this design is fixed to a specific position, you can add the code anywhere inside the body. So I'll just add it over here. So let's go back and let's go to the HTML file. Let's copy this HTML code from here and let's paste it over here. Now the last thing we need to copy is the JavaScript. So let's scroll down and let's go to the end of the body tag. And here I'll just create a script tag. And in the script tag, we will add the JavaScript. So let's go back to our source code and let's go to the main.js file. And let's copy all this JavaScript from here and let's paste it over here. And here we can see we have some errors. So that's because we have ampersand symbol over here. Now since this is an XML code for the Blogger theme, we need to change ampersand into AMP semicolon. So here we need to change this to ampersand AMP semicolon. And now the last thing we need to do is we need to change the links of the images. So let me just go to the start of the body tag. And here we have our social share container, and in that we have these anchor tags with the images inside them. Now in the images we have the src attribute and we have the link of the image, but this link is basically the link of our local project. So we have this images folder, and in that we have these images. But in our Blogger website we don't have the images folder, and we also don't have this image. So we need to upload these images somewhere and get the link and paste it over here. So I'll just upload it inside the Blogger page itself. So I'll just go to the Blogger dashboard, and let's go over here to pages, and you can create a new page called images. I already have a page, so I'll just open this and I'll just delete the current image that we have over here. And let's go ahead and click on this insert image button, and let's click on upload from computer, and let's click on choose files. And here we have these images. So let's select all of these images and let's click on open. And we can see all these images are being uploaded. So let's select all of these and let's click on select. And let's select original size and let's click on OK. And here we have all these images uploaded. So let's go to the compose view. And here we can see all these images are being displayed. So now we can just go ahead and right click over here and click on copy image address. And let's go back and let's paste it over here. So we have Facebook. So instead of this src, I'll just paste the link of Facebook. And the same way, let's go ahead and copy the other image. So here we have the share image. So let's right click and copy image address. And let's paste it over here for the share icon. And then we have Telegram. So let's right click and go to copy image address. And here for Telegram, let's paste the link. And then we have Twitter, so let's right click and go to copy image address, and let's paste the image over here. And then lastly we have WhatsApp, so let's right click and click on copy image address, and let's paste the link over here. And now let's go ahead and click on save, and I'll just go back over here. So now this update was successful, so let's go back to our website and let's reload this page. And now we can see that the social media share buttons are not being displayed, but if you scroll down, here it is displayed. So we need to add a Z index to this container so that it is above all the other elements. So let's go back and let's go to the CSS, and here for the social share container division, let's add a Z index, and let's set the Z index to a higher value. Let's try 600, and let's click on save, and let's go back to our website and let's reload this page. And now we can see that the social media share buttons are displayed over here, and let's click on one of these. Let's click on Telegram, and here we can see that the current link was copied, and we have the title and we have the share button. So let's go to one of these posts, and now let's see whether this link is being displayed. So let's click on Telegram, and here we can see we have the title and we also have the link of the page displayed over here. So it is working all right. Now let's click on this share button. So let's click on share, and the toast is not being displayed. So that's because we need to add a Z index to the toast as well. So let's go back, and here for the toast, let's add a Z index. So here I'll just type Z index, and let's set it to 600 as well, and let's click on save, and let's go back to our website and let's reload this page. And now let's click on this share button, and we have the toast displayed over here, and it goes back after 3 seconds. Let's see whether it was copied. So let's paste it over here, and we can see that the link was copied. So everything is working all right. So that's basically how you can add the social media share buttons to your Blogger website. Here I have logged into my WordPress dashboard, and for running this locally, I'm using a software called Local by Flywheel. So this is the app. You can just download it for free from Google, and just create a new site over here, and just click on start the site. So here I'm using a default theme that comes with WordPress. Now since this is a custom design, we need to add HTML, CSS and JavaScript code to our website. So for that we can use a plugin called Custom CSS and JS. So just go over here to plugins and click on add new plugin, and here you can just search for Custom CSS and JS, and you will find this plugin called Simple Custom CSS and JS. So just go ahead and install the plugin, and once you install it, you will find this option over here called Custom CSS and JS, and here we can add our CSS, JavaScript and HTML code. So first of all, let's add the HTML code. So let's click on add custom HTML. And first of all, let me show you how this website looks right now. So let's click on view site, and this is how this website looks right now. So let's go back, and here let's add a title. I'll just type social share buttons HTML, and here I'll just delete all of this, and let's go to our source code, and I will leave the link of the source code in the description of this video. So let's copy this HTML from here. So we'll just copy everything from the start of the social share container division to this toast division. So let's copy all of this and let's paste it over here. And now here we can see we have the src of the images. So right now it is set to images/Facebook logo.png. Now we don't have this image inside our WordPress website. So first of all, we need to upload these images. So here we have the images inside the local project. So let's go ahead and click on media, and here let's click on add new media, and here we can go ahead and drag and drop our files. And here we can see we have all these images. So I'll just go ahead and select all these images, and I'll just drag and drop them over here, and we can see all the images are uploaded. So now let's go ahead and get the links of these images, and let's paste it inside the HTML. So let's click on WhatsApp, and if you scroll down, here we have the file URL. So let's click on copy URL to clipboard, and let's paste it over here for WhatsApp. And now let's go back over here, and here let's close this, and we have Twitter. So let's copy URL to clipboard, and let's paste it for Twitter. And then we have Telegram, so let's copy this and let's paste it for Telegram. And then we have this share button, so let's copy this and let's paste it over here. And then lastly we have the Facebook button, so let's copy this and let's paste it over here. And that's it with the HTML. So let's go ahead and click on publish. And now let's add the CSS. So let's click on this add CSS code button, or you can also click on add custom CSS over here. And for the title, let's type social share buttons CSS. And let's delete this and let's go back to our source code. Let's go to the CSS file. Let's copy all this CSS from here and let's paste it over here. And everything else will be as it is, and let's click on publish. And lastly we need to add the JavaScript, so let's click on add JS code, and here for the title let's type social share buttons JS, and let's delete all of this and let's go back to our source code. Let's go to the main.js file and let's copy all this JavaScript from here and let's paste it over here. And here on the right side we need to change this to footer, because here we can see that we are adding the JavaScript inside the footer. So let's go ahead and set this to footer, and let's go ahead and click on publish. And with that, our code has been added to our WordPress website. So let's go to our website and let's reload this page. And here we can see that our social share buttons are being displayed. And let's go to the mobile version, and this is how it will look on mobile version. So everything is working alright. So let's click on one of these buttons, and here we can see that we have the link and also the title of the website displayed over here. Now if you go to any of these posts, for example if you go to test post, and if I click on Telegram over here, now we can see that the test post title is displayed over here, and we also have the link of the test post displayed over here. And let's also check whether the share button is working. So let's click on the share button, and we can see that the link has been copied. So let's paste the link over here and let's test whether it is working. And we can see that the link is indeed working. So that's basically how you can add this custom social share buttons to your WordPress website. Alright, so that's basically it for this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below, and I will leave the link of the source code in the description of this video. So if you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.